Alrighty, so Carnahan and I just got back from Grinding Stone round one. It didn't go how we wanted it or how we planned it exactly. We got about 12 miles out of the 16 miles on there due to Carney snapped his throttle cable or throttle tube, bound it all up, couldn't use that, and I was so cramped up. I took a hard spill at the beginning, looped the bike out, and I took a spill off a cliff and got hit pretty good. Pushed hard to catch back up. By that time, I'm starting to run out of time, and got to about checkpoint 3 and then had to call it quits. I was so cramped up and dehydrated, I couldn't go on. So, oh well. I wouldn't say it's a wasted trip. I did learn a ton. I got to meet a lot of good guys. And I'm ready for Rev Limiter next race, round 2. So I was just going to go over some of the stuff that what happened to the bike. So the bike was brand new to going into it. You can see it's got some scratched up. The pipe's bent up to the radiator now. You see those are touching now. The radiator guards from AXP did its job. No bends in the radiator. The other one already had a bend in it, but this took an absolute beat down. Let me clean this up a little better. This bike took an absolute beat down. It went off a couple cliffs, and the E-line pipe guard, it slid on that all the way down a cliff, protected the pipe. It's not too bad. It's just kind of clear right there, but still serviceable. Ready for Rev Limiter. Rev Designs did the graphics. Sorry, Rev Designs, you did such an amazing job, and I tore them up, but they look good still. The Nitro Moose Softy plushie in the rear that I drilled did phenomenal. Like always, I don't run anything but Nitro Moose. I don't get paid to say that or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by them or whatever. I just like their stuff a lot. I'm running Nitro Moose in the front as well. The Sureco did amazing. I think we're an even better team than me and the Husky. The Astra bars took an absolute ass whooping. I mean, they hit so many times. I can't see any bends in it or anything like that. Yeah, they're still serviceable. I want to run them again, but Astra, you build a tough bar. All right, that's a tough bar. I'm saying I beat the hell out of these bars, and the bike landed so many times. You can see these Cycras, how bad they took a hit and slid down a hill. No bends. That's a badass bar. All right. I like that a lot. So I already bent this before. This radiator before. You can probably see it. I bent that on easily on a log before I even left, but that's okay. The XPs did their job. The gnarly pipe, it's a little bent up, but it's serviceable. Ready for round 2. The XP skid plate with linkage guard, serviceable. It's good to go, and that thing's perfect. There's no other way to run it. We have to have a linkage guard. Moto Center, send me that lowering link. I need to clean it a little bit better, but that thing is perfect. Got the bike lowered for me, able to use it. Still serviceable. No damage there. Good to go. I just did a quick tightening on the wheel before. It's pulling to the left a little bit. I need to put that on a touring stand, check it out. That Michelin did really good. I always hate the 90/90 front tires. That did pretty good, still serviceable. The JX8 in the rear, I went through one in training because that stuff eats tires, but this is after about 12 miles, and I'm just gonna flip it and continue to train with it. Or just leave it like this till I eat it all the way up. Either way, it's pretty good. That's an amazing tire, you know. I took some Kenda Ibexes with me just to try those out as well, and I didn't get a chance to because I pretty much found the tire that's for me. So that tire is amazing, all right? And the sand and the rocks, everything else, that's an amazing tire. These Cycras did pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm a huge fan of Cycras, but wasn't a huge fan of these at first, but the way they tie into the bars and stuff, I got them bent where I want them now, so hopefully they stay bent right where I want them. Yeah, the bike did amazing. The KYB suspension is amazing. The stock suspension, oh my God, the stock suspension is amazing. I mean, the harder I pushed it, the more. I'm not even going to revalve. I'm not going to touch the suspension. I have it set right dead center in the middle, and I'm leaving it. I ripped the side frame guard off. That's fine. I put grip tape on mine anyway, so that happened at Hoodoo Hill. KTM ran over it, and I ran him back over, so I had to rip that off in the middle of the race and toss it. So if you find that over there at Page, you can have it. So it's still serviceable, but I bent the brake a little bit, but it was totally fine because I bent it out. I bent it in here, kind of, but I bent it out, and that's exactly where I want it. I don't need an extension or anything. That's perfect. That's serviceable. The bike's still ready to rip. I did have one issue though. When I was getting passed by Quinn Winsel up in the, I don't know what it's called. I went brain dead for most of the race. I lost all power and I couldn't start, and it was weird. And I thought maybe the battery connection, I'm gonna check those real quick, maybe ground, and then the bike just started up again. So I don't know. So that was weird. But yeah, the bike is an amazing machine. Sherco did an amazing job on this bike when they built this. KYB out of the park with their suspension. Not even joking, for stock suspension on a bike. And I'm the pickiest dude I can think of when it comes to suspension. I don't even care about how powerful the engine. I care about how good the suspension is. You only go as fast as you can turn. So yeah, together we made a good team. I wish I was able to do a little bit more justice and continue on, but I couldn't safely with all the cramps. So I'm gonna change up the diet a little bit. Take a lot of Pedialyte before the race and during the race as well too. But I want to thank North Star Realty, Washington, for allowing for funding the trip and the fares for the trip and everything. Aries, I didn't get your brake guard ordered for this. I got that for the Surecut or for the Husky, but I'm gonna have to go on order for this. I bent the front. I'm gonna have to get one for that. DDC, wow, they got my sprocket in just in the nick of time. Got like a day before we left. That 50 tooth 1350, that is money for this bike. It's perfect. Jetting for grinding stone, I jetted it here. I ended up running C12 mixed with Dix oil, 50 to 50 or 50 to 1. And it was a 40, 168 NECW Suzuki needle, clip position 2. And I just fired it up when I got here, and it's colder here, and she runs pretty good. So I set the idle a little higher too, but it's good for me. Little ring-a-ding there. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it. I'm gonna do some videos. I didn't get my GoPro chest mount, and we all know the AMA band helmet mounts, so I didn't get to record, but I felt really good. I actually did better in the race than I imagined I would have, and I chose lines and took a lot of the training I got from Destry and Cooper Abbott, and some of the line selection stuff I talked to Rich Larson about before during the track walk. And all that stuff kind of come together, and I actually surprisingly did better than I ever thought I could ever do with some of the obstacles. So that made me happy. It gave me a lot of confidence when it comes to this stuff. So now I know it's just me, that the bike is there, the training is there. I need to train a little bit harder, push myself harder. I didn't get any arm pump with this stuff, but I cramped up pretty good. And I think a lot of that was also due to the heavy O'Neill socks I was wearing. I just got burned up. It just got super hot, and I like the heat. So for me to get overheated in the heat is rare. So, and I did. But Revlon, here we come. I'm super stoked. I don't know if I'll be able to get new graphics by the time that shows up. I need to get a front brake order from Galfer like immediately, and disc guard, and the rear disc guard. And I'm gonna run these handlebars. I'm gonna take some spares with me. But that's about it. I'm not gonna really do anything else. I'll probably run C12 again for the race, but for training, I just run pump gas, ethanol. It doesn't matter. I didn't really change it up. I don't do anything crazy. I just mix Dix oil 50 to 1 in the can and shake it up some, and I dump it in the bike. and it runs good. The Sherco is an amazing machine. I could not be happier with a machine. I love my Husky. I love the power of the Husqvarna, my 2020 TE300i, after all the mods I did to it. Just the turning and the nimbleness and everything. It just wasn't working for me like I wanted it to, and kind of disappointed about that. But me and this machine, I think we're going to have a good year, and I'm super stoked. I am super duper stoked. Thanks, Kyle Lamb. It was awesome riding with you. Tico, it was awesome riding with you. Carnahan, as always, my teammate, my training partner. Awesome to ride with you too, man. You did a great job as well. Caitlin for the pictures. North Star Realty for the funds to get down there. D8 training for the training. DDC Delaney Drive components. Without that sprocket, I wouldn't have even been close to competitive. You guys are amazing. Save the day. Killer Innovations make awesome personal protection pieces and range pieces, competition pieces. 9mm, Glock and 6 Hour CZ. Amazing quality. Check them out. Rep Designs knocked it out of the park with this. Our team graphics. Aries, sorry I didn't get the brake guard on there for you. I should have had it. Got it ordered sooner. That's my bad. They make amazing stuff. They hooked me up with the Husqvarna. I ended up not taking the Husqvarna. Guts, this was for the Husqvarna. I don't know if they make a Sherco one, but I modified it for that because I love the seat cover. So it is what it is. Sycra, those things are badass. Astra, wow. You built a strong bar. I love Phoenix bars. They worked great on my trials bike. They're a little narrow for me for this bike, but man, those Astras, Chris Birch, Pro Bins, and Black, ooh, baby, they were nice. U.S. Army for, just being strong, and XP, E-Line, all that stuff. Marionville Power Sports will give me the bike, and Moto Shippers for getting the bike to me in time to train in time to race, Without Moto Shippers and Marionville Power Sports and Sherco, none of this would have been happening. I wouldn't even have the bike there. I would have had the Husqvarna, and I wouldn't have had as good of time, or been even close to where I was at the race in general. So with Marionville Power Sports, Sherco, and Moto Shippers, Delaney, and North Star Mach Sigma Enduro team, without that Moto Center, with them too, without that long link, all this stuff came together just before the race. Without those guys, I wouldn't even been there on this bike competing and finding the bike that works for me. So say thank you to those guys. I mean, seriously, say thank you. All right. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. Bye. Oh, like, share, subscribe. Ring that notification bell. And if you like 250s, give me a thumbs down. If you like 300s, give me a thumbs up. Or either way, I don't care. All right. Take it easy. Bye.